Hey buddies, it's your girl AyChristene, and today we're checking out I Wasn't Good Enough by Scribblejuice. Links down below to become a patron to get the uncut reaction to all the shows and anime we check out, just like The Unkindness, Cartoony Chris, X, Nancy Wheeler, and Nutella Yum. Links down below, like I said. Now let's get started.
All that trouble just to be labeled as mentally ill in 3rd grade by a head of a guidance counselor. That whole story is for his own video for another time. And today is that other time, y'all.
Okay. I was going to say, what's this one about?
In the 4th or 5th grade. I had to fact check with my mom, and she also doesn't remember. So we'll just go with the 5th grade.
Before we get to the video,
I want to talk about opera. Opera is made to take your browser, staying focused with working on my over 20 tabs open. Pan and keeping my Kayla organized and clean. And I tool Aria to help you be control or command and slash added. Opera's theme you choose and with the video pop any more features you can discuss. Back to the video. So when I got to the 5th grade, I'd like to say I was fluent in English. The only thing I struggled with was spelling and reading, but not to an extreme level. Sure, I was a bit behind in the rest of the class.
18 out of 20 is
a little
not...
studying can't fix.
Oh, 9
I had
out of 20.
A small group of friends I got to hang out with during lunch and after school, and for the most part, I was doing well in my classes.
Baby.
I didn't mention this, but I already had a guidance counselor from the 1st grade helping me improve with my educational skills, and it was great. She told me I was making amazing progress on my speech and writing, and
that's good. Hold on, I like the letters in the background. JK LMNOP. I like
troubles
that.
At home and the minor trouble at school. But a few months into the 5th grade, I was switched to another guidance counselor, which was this guy. I drew him skinny here, but in reality, he was an obese, greasy, pig-looking bastard. So when he first pulled me out of class to introduce himself, it was normal. He didn't seem malicious, and to be honest, he was the friendliest pig I've ever met. I was a bit sad that I got changed to a new counselor because I grew a really close bond with her, especially since she was
and
like
those changes can be hard.
That really cared for me at all in that school. But because he was nice, I didn't get too bummed out about it. So during the beginning, he would pull me out of ELA class, give me tests on English, practice my pronunciation and all that stuff. I guess all the regular things you would do with a new student to get to know him.
Right.
And a few weeks later, he told me I was failing his tests and I needed to practice more or I'll get held back from graduating elementary. I was
why would you
surprised to hear that.
So many weeks to do that?
Said I was doing good in our sessions and in my classes. So how is it that I'm in the verge of failing so suddenly? It really did not make any sense to me. I would ask him, what is it that I'm failing on? He just dismissed my question and told me he's going to start picking me up during ELA or math class and sometimes during recess. And instead of it being a short 30-minute session, it turned to an hour. I literally had no time to process this because he only has been seeing me for a couple of weeks. And now
when he
I'm
have to
getting
talk
picked
to
up
your
from not only
parents?
one class, but 2 and recess. My mom didn't know any of this was happening, let alone the switch from my old guidance counselor to this.
So they never told her.
Way later. I didn't tell her about the bombshell I was told because I was afraid of letting her down. So I thought I'll just do better next time.
They should have told her.
I had my mind set to get a passing score in my report card or at least before the next parent-teachers conference. So time skip a couple of months. I think this is where my math skills started to just plummet. Not to say I was any good at math, but instead of steadily understanding it, I found myself lost and confused most of the time when I wasn't picked up from that pig. My teacher also noticed, but instead of taking some extra time to make sure I was following along, she just told me the same exact thing. You're not going to pass 5th grade if you keep going at a pace like this. Now I got 2 people telling me the same thing. My teacher had commented to him that I wasn't doing good during her math classes, and instead of her saying, well,
you
maybe don't take her out during math,
her out,
she just gave him the classwork and homework. Could you guess what he did? If you said throwing multiplication pamphlets in the other classwork, then you are correct. Not only that, but instead of actually helping me or at least teach me, he leave me in his office the whole entire time. Door completely locked. This was his way of making sure I had no distractions. And when he comes back, he just simply grade them and would ridicule me for not knowing how to do my times table.
Is anybody teaching this child?
It seemed like
you're just judging this as
did
child.
was wrong to this guy.
No.
I couldn't really learn math because I never got the proper help to do so. I remember crying and telling him I just don't understand. But he just goes, that isn't my fault.
Whoa, yes it is. 100% it is your fault.
I couldn't improve my grades because every time I come back to class, it's a new lesson while I'm still stuck on the last two. I needed actual guidance, but I didn't get that from either him or my teacher. And it's baffling that the two adults that are being paid to help students aren't even doing that. Then the parent-teachers conference rolled around. I couldn't keep the promise I made to myself, and I was dreading this moment. So my teacher was telling my mom about my bad grades and how I couldn't concentrate in class, and asked her if I was distracted at home. And she answered no. She was confused on how in the span of 6 months, I went from passing all my classes to being on the verge of failing. So then the dumbass teacher asked me, Perla, what is making your grades lower? As if she gives a shit. And I finally spoke out about my guidance counselor. I told them everything. My mom was so mad. She demanded to bring in the guy and the principal. Don't play with her. My mom is not to be dealt with. Both the pig and the principal entered the room. And my mom is eating them up about the lack of information she was not told about. And was questioning their ways of teaching. She didn't believe that it was my fault.
Because it wasn't. It wasn't.
There was a lot of yelling going on, and I don't really remember what happened. But I asked my mom, and she told me that the guy was just laughing at her face and said it's not his fault that I'm mentally ill. By the way, he didn't say mentally ill. He actually called me the R slur, which is wow.
The fuck you mean? This man gonna say, oh, she a R. It's not my fault she's an R. Are you serious? Even though I know back then the word wasn't as canceling as it is now, right? Or polarizing as it is now. But still, even if he were to say it's not my fault she's stupid, like, fuck you mean she's stupid? She's in your hands to freaking learn. And if she's not learning, whose fault is that? That is yours. She's showing up, she's doing what you're telling her, and it's not, hello? It's your fault. This is on you. It's not a situation where she's coming and she's playing all day. She's talking all day. She's not paying attention. She's not doing her work. She's doing the work. Okay? This is on you. Lord.
What a guy! During the whole meeting, he was basically being extremely unprofessional.
Okay, and what did the principal?
She said that she's going to sue the school for educational abuse. Both of them neglected my developing kid brain. But my principal pleaded my mom not to sue because she did not want all that legal trouble. And she even promised my mom that she would fire the guidance counselor and make an exception from my report card. Meaning this report card won't go in my official grading. My school was terrible. Unfortunately, no one was sued. Who knows if he continued to do the same thing in another school and is doing this to he did get fired. But truthfully, I really hope he's dead. Like, I really hope he's like dead. Like,
you know,
fuck that guy. Why he had one-sided beef
said.
With me? He really hated my guts for no reason.
Yeah,
my mom also mentioned that there was 2 or 3 other kids that was affected by him, and their moms tried to sue the school as well. But because he was fired, they didn't really do it anymore. Or I don't know what the principal promised them. Right. They should have sued. My mom
100%. 100%.
But anyway, you would think I would be a sad kid through all this, and surprisingly, I really wasn't. I'd like to thank my friends for that because we were always doing something together, having fun or making art, and it was so easy to forget about my problems whenever I'm with them. Oh yeah, of course I can't forget about my best friend Alexa. Like, she was always trying to involve herself in my life. Like, okay girl, you low-key helping me too. And in the end, I graduated 5th grade, so I guess I had a good ending for my elementary school years.
That's good. Let's go. Okay, it's the ending. I was like, what's about to happen? I'm not gonna lie. I wish she put that man information on front and center. Do not allow this man to be around kids. That's one of the people that should not be around kids. The teacher was stupid. Okay, the teacher was stupid, but that man in the meeting gonna say to the mama, it's not my fault that she's stupid. I would probably be arrested. I would probably get arrested. Yeah. Or at the very least, the police will be called. Because it's not one of those things where you could do something and then it there are no witnesses. We're in a parent-teacher conference. There's nothing but witnesses. Unless they're so scared by what they see that they don't call nobody. I just probably have to take everybody out, But then I would definitely get arrested because who else to blame if everybody else is dead, Lord, this is definitely. I am grateful that this is not something that I have gone through. I do have a whole cup of I wish it would right now. I definitely am feeling that 100% right now. I wish it would. I wish really, but also no, because I don't want to go to jail, I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to have my daughter visit me through a glass and pick up a definitely non-clean phone to talk to me while I'm wearing possibly an orange jumpsuit that probably doesn't fit because I don't know how many short people are in jail or prison, So I don't want it because of that. I want to be able to be in my daughter's life. I hope. Oh, you know what? Let me just continue on. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Links down below to become a patron. I am glad that she superseded the situation. They did let the man go. She was able to graduate. She did have a good story in the end. So I am happy for her. I do also wish that man was gutted from tip to tip. Okay. Just with one of them, that J knife. I don't know if that's even what it's called, but it's like, it looks like a freaking, and this could be 100% made up, but a raptor, their nails, their claws, and something just looks like a raptor claw, just hook and shink. Okay. Tip to tip. That's what I would do that, man. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Links down below to become a patron and get the uncut reaction to all the shows and anime we check out. I love you guys, as always. And until next time, buddies. Toodles.